In this video, we'll build a scene using all of the lighting techniques discussed throughout the course. This will be a longer video than the others. We'll start out by playing our Dune-esque movie trailer, and then go through the demonstration of how we lit the main scene for that. I'm going to show you a scene. Now, we did this for the very last class that we'll be getting to, one of the last classes we'll be getting to. We lit this as kind of our final scene where we put all of our techniques together into one scene and tried to show as many techniques as we could. And I want to talk about, analyzing lighting and thinking about observing what you see. And the aim here is to identify the lighting elements in the image. What's going on here? Are there more than one light source? Is the light reflecting off objects in the background? If I wanted to recreate this scene, how would I do it? So the objectives of this course are to help you observe the lighting around you and in media and artwork, to analyze what that light is doing and how the light sources are functioning, and to be able to apply that knowledge to your own work. So let's look at our clip. I want to look at this and say, what are the attributes of the light going on here? This video and these still photos with all these questions are available in the materials that you have. So if you want to go look at this and spend time thinking about it, feel free. That's all available. We're gonna do a little exercise which follows what I said first, which is we're gonna say, let's find something in a movie or somewhere that we liked. So I just watched Dune. I thought it was really cool. So I'm gonna make my own Dune. Good luck. I got a $40 budget, so I can do it, I know it. I gotta say, well, what's going on in that Dune scene? I like them in that little cave thing with the Bene Gesserit witches and all that stuff. Well, it's all this mystical, it's ethereal. It was this spooky, shimmering, warm. That's what I want my thing. I want it to look like a magical, dreamlike cave. What can I do to achieve that? I want it to be low key. I want there to be a lot of dark areas. Okay, so I don't want it to be a bright, happy scene. I want it to be very moody and dark and low key and mysterious looking. I want it to be very warm. I want to use a lot of warm tones, but I want there to be a lot of high contrast, to add drama. I want the lights and darks to be very stark, and I want it to be soft. And some of those things are kind of at odds with each other. Like if it's soft, how's it high contrast, and that can be a little tricky. One trick you run into is trying to kind of contain the light. If you're trying to have a lot of high contrast, you want light to hit one thing and not hit another thing. And hard light does that a lot better than soft light. Soft light tends to spread out everywhere. So if I'm hitting something with hard light, then I'm not getting a soft image. So I'm putting a 1.4 aperture lens on the camera, and I'm shooting it at an 85 millimeter, and I put a lot of separation from the foreground to the background. So my background and my foreground, for that matter, I've got a very shallow depth of field, and my background and foreground are way out of focus. So then that's going to blur and blend that stuff. So it's going to make it very soft. Whether I use a hard light or a soft light, it's going to make it very soft. And then, you compare what you do to Dune. We're not going to do that. So I just programmed this little move here. The camera's just scrolling along. And that's just, again, I feel like that slow, graceful motion where the background's kind of scrolling behind her is going to add to that feel. I'm going to go ahead and kill these lights, and we have blackness. That's it. How you like it? It's pretty. I'm gonna give her a key light. I'm using a soft light. So there you go. Now I also have my exposures up a little too high right now, so let me bring that down. Now I want to have a 1.4 aperture because I want shallow depth of field as possible. So this camera has built-in ND, so I'm dialing in enough ND to get the exposure I want on her face while leaving the aperture wide open so that the background's very soft. So that's approximately the exposure I'm looking for. So what I've got is a soft key light that's wrapping kind of nicely around her. Now it's spilling a little bit onto the background and some of my props back there. And that's one of the issues you have with soft lighting is it kind of spreads out everywhere. So I'm just gonna take a flag and put a little cider on this to knock it off those props in the background a little bit. So it's not so much, yeah, it's not so much hitting that stuff back there because I want that stuff back there to be really dark. So now now my background's like really, really dark. So now I basically got a key light, a soft key light, and that's it. A soft key light and zip. Click on the next video to continue. New videos drop every couple of days. If you like what you see, like and follow us on our social media channels. And everything is downloadable for free on our website, rucciproductions.com.